So why are you protesting against March for Life?
I believe that women's body should be controlled by that sole woman. Like, why are you as a separate person believing what I should do to myself? I personally have never had to go through an abortion, but I know so many people around me who have, and I believe that the people who've gone through that, it's not just something that they've had to do for the sake of doing it. They've had to do it for mental health reasons, physical reasons, because it's their last resort. I believe that the women should have a choice to their biology.
I'm here today because I support a woman's right to choose. In this country, women still don't have free, legal and safe access to abortion. We've got a situation where women are being imprisoned and are being investigated by the police under a very old law, the 1861 Preservation of the Persons Act, which is still in force. So the 1967 Abortion Act gives you the right to abortion in certain situations. We know at the moment there are probably nearly 100 women being investigated by the police for managing their own abortions. This has got to stop. It is disgusting that any woman would end up in a police station, in jail for having an abortion under whatever conditions. So our demands are, we want abortion to be decriminalised. We want abortion to be readily available, free, legal and safe, and we want it to be available all over the country. We know that when you limit abortion, it never stops abortion. It just makes it go underground and it makes it unsafe. We know 1 in 3 women has an abortion in their lifetime. I've had abortion. And we know that the majority of people in this country are pro-choice. They think women should make the decision. It's our bodies, it should be our decision. So we're here today to counter the disgusting politics of the right to life. They don't care about life. They don't care if women die. We're here because we believe that women have a right to control our bodies, our life.
So I'm Kerry Abel, I'm the chair of Abortion Rights, and we organised this protest because we heard that the anti-choice activists were coming here, and it was unconscionable for us not to be counter-protesting, having the majority pro-choice view heard properly.
So what would you say to those who are in support of March for Life?
Can I swear?
Of course you can.
I think they're fucking stupid. Why do you feel as a human being that you have so much to say against someone else? Why are you so pressed what I do with my own body? I can never wrap my head around it. I don't understand it.
I don't think I really need to talk to them. I feel like they're the fringe of the fringe. We know that 90% of people in Britain support the right for women to choose what they do with their bodies and support abortion. So we represent the majority. We're here to make sure that we don't see any rollbacks to abortion rights, and so that we see safe, free, legal and accessible abortion supported and carried forward.
And then what message would you give to those supporting March for Life?
I'd say, I don't know what my message would be. I mean, they can do what they want, right? If you want an abortion, you should have one. If you don't agree with them, don't have them. End of.
Do you think there should be any change in the current legislation around abortion?
I think it should be made easier to access. It should be easier to have more of an understanding. So I'm from Scotland, I'm not from England. So obviously there is a bit of a difference in the healthcare system, and I definitely think it should be more accessible, more support given to those who do need to go through it.
Yeah. Would you say that comes with any limits?
No, I feel like, I guess with that, obviously you're going to do it as humane as possible, and the longer you leave it, obviously it does change the situation in that sense, but again, it's your choice, your body. If you want to do that, that's my full understanding of the whole situation.
Would you change any of the legislation with the current law around abortions?
Yeah, so in 1967, when they brought abortion in, Diane Mundy, who was my counterpart back then, she wouldn't they were celebrating and they were having champagne, but she wouldn't let them have full glasses of champagne because she said they'd only done half the job. They'd got abortion legal in certain circumstances, but it's still gate-kept by doctors, and we believe that women and pregnant people
What did he say?
Women and pregnant people should have the chance to say what happens with their bodies. So we're campaigning for the decriminalisation of abortion to make sure that we control the reasons and the mechanisms for accessing abortion.
So just a question, so when you say without a limit, do you mean abortion up to birth, or what does that mean for you?
I think it's very important to say that any woman who has abortion wants it as early as possible. And most abortions happen very, very early now because of the medical pills. But if you happen to be having a pregnancy that you wanted and actually it gets into trouble late on, you may well need an abortion to save your life. So what we say is abortion should be as early as possible, but as late as necessary. And the idea that any woman would want a late abortion is a lie. So that's something that's used by the right wing all the time. You know, oh, you want abortions up to birth. No, nobody wants that. But if your life's at threat and you're going to die, and we know women have died, don't we? We know Savita Halappanath in Southern Ireland, she died before the law was changed because she needed a life-saving abortion and the doctors were too frightened because of the laws there and they let her die. Women are dying in Poland because they get septicemia because the anti-abortion laws mean the doctor terrified that if they abort, they might get imprisoned, so the woman dies. That's wrong. That's wrong.
I guess there is a kind of point within that, for my personal belief, that when they're that far ahead, there should be a limit, but there should be maybe an understanding that the longer you leave it, the more pain it's going to cause, the trauma on your body it's going to cause. Obviously, again, the UK does not have a system in place that supports like kids in systems. We do not even have a good network for social care. So that is again a whole other subject to conversation.
So that's a classic trope from the antis to say that they're not completely against abortion. They just think that there should be some little changes. So reduce the time limit here and there. There's other things that we call wedge issues, like making people have compulsory counselling because they think that counselling isn't that bad, to say that sex-selective abortion should be banned, to say that there should be specific rules for certain disabilities. But we think choice is choice. Abortion rights should be defended, and we're not interested in salami slicing off our rights. We think that we need to defend the whole lot.
So what's your key campaign today with the protest you guys have organised?
So our really clear message today is abortion is healthcare. The fear-mongering, the stigma around abortion undermines the fact that 1 in 3 women will have an abortion in their lifetime. It is healthcare, it is legal. We need to keep it so, and we need to make sure that people can access services stigma-free and without any shame.
And then what does abortion's rights do?
So we're the campaign, we're a grassroots campaign to make sure that there is safe, free, legal, accessible abortion. We're part of an organisation that was set up in the 1930s that brought the legislation in 1967 in the first place, and then from the 70s onwards another organisation that we merged with which defended rights and was a street-based trade union campaign as well.
If you've got a final message to give to anyone watching this?
I think we know that most people are on our side, so we don't have to beg for our rights, but they are our rights, and we need to make sure that there's no rollbacks. We will be here all the time. We're here against people controlling our bodies, and we're here to make safe, free and legal abortion permanent.